Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 135. We've been doing it for almost 3-4 straight years. I've lost count. I think it's been 3 years now for the podcast. Coming up on our podcast anniversary here in a few weeks, I think. So pretty crazy that we started this whole thing so many years ago. So many people are rocking with us now. Subscriber numbers through the roof. Subscriber numbers last month were like 150 plus. We broke 1,400. We've got like almost 1,440 now. We're on our way to 15. We're going to smash that 2,000 goal, but I want 2,500 before December 31st. Let's go. So thank you guys for everyone who hit the subscribe button. Thank you everyone who hit the bell right beside it. It helps out. Thank you everyone who hits the thumbs up. And shout out to the people who hit the thumbs down button, because I see it. It's fine. You can do it. Whatever. It's up to you. It's a free country. I don't care. I'll respond to your comments and I'll get more subscribers, dude, because I'm nailing the comments. I think maybe I'm going to ask some people, but we might potentially do an entire podcast episode, just an hour long, of me reading off every single one of you negative jackass comments that I get on all my shorts and on my videos and on the episodes and on Facebook. And it's just the most insane, vulgar, horrendous, like just mean. It would make you want to jump off a bridge how insane these comments are. So I think we're probably going to go through some of them, because they've attacked everything from my character, my heart and soul, my attributes, my features, my voice, my teeth, my everything. It's insane. I love it. And so, but I respond to them, and I respond to them appropriately. You know what I mean? And here we go, babes. It's time. We couldn't get through it. We couldn't get through any longer intro without talking about JoJo Siwa. It's all about the girl power today, okay? Listen, it's out. The song's out. It's JoJo Siwa, and she's the same. Okay, I've got one of the I'm coming in hot with a hot opinion, and I'm sure I'll get shit for it because of, you know, who I am. But she's the same. It's hilarious. JoJo Siwa is on this full rebrand press tour, when in complete reality, she's exactly the same. Whereas before, she was bright rainbows, glitter, butterflies, ponytails, rainbow-colored outfits, flashy floosh, and of course the bow tie, okay? And now she's dark, gloomy, got the glitter, high hairdos. Nickelodeon owns the bow, so no more bows for JoJo. But it's basically the same thing. She's acting the same. She has the same attitude. The only difference is she's just singing about her ex-girlfriends. She's singing about her ex-girlfriends now, and that's why we can no longer have children listening to, looking up to, understanding, watching, listening, or interacting with JoJo Siwa in any way. Get the children out of here. If the children find out what JoJo Siwa is singing about, it's going to ruin, if they see her talking, because there's kids nearby, they're going to find out, and it'll be bad for everybody. And then, you know what I mean? They'll be singing like, and then that's what the kids will be saying. And so it's just one of those things. But unfortunately, it's the same. She looks the same. She looks the same. And as much as JoJo wants to be a bad girl, like, listen, babe, I mean, is that it? Is this what you do? You put on like an outfit and you have a few bad relationships. We get it. We get you've had a few bad relationships with a few adult experiences, and now you're trying to emotionally get them out. And you've had this stored away since like 2 years ago, like 2018. Like you've had all these problems, and you've had this music ready to release, but you couldn't because of Nickelodeon contracts. And now that you're finally 21 years old, come May 19th, it's gonna be a situation where she's breaking out of her shell. She's calling it her Miley Cyrus moment, okay? It's fine. I mean, it's not the same. You know why it's not the same? Because when Miley Cyrus came out with Wrecking Ball and the Bangerz album and directly severed the head of Hannah Montana and anything that had to do with the Disney Channel, she just did it. She released the music. She came to the red carpet with her tits out. She did the photo shoots with her tits out. She got on the rap song. She cut her hair, and she just did it. She didn't get on the red carpet and talk about it. She didn't say, oh, I'm doing this because my inspiration's Madonna and Britney and how they changed from an adult to the kid and Christina Aguilera. Like, no, she just did it. She made her own path. She defined her own way. She made her own rules, and she just did it. She stopped talking about it, and she did it. And that's the difference between Miley Cyrus and JoJo Siwa. Can we blame her? Can we blame her for the look? No, it's all she knows. It's all she knows. From Dance Moms with the floofy bow and the dress and the dancing and the routines, to all the way to the Nickelodeon show, to the YouTube channel, to the adult stuff. Now she's got a podcast, and it's just like, now here we are. She's an adult now. And this is what we're gonna get. This is the adult JoJo, and she's here to stay. And like, for those of you who don't know, here's a brief breakdown. Here's a brief breakdown of the JoJo Siwa history. She came onto the scene at I think 10 years old is when Dance Moms started, 8, 9 years old. They were in the competition. The show was on. I think it was TLC. She didn't win, but it was this thing. She was the one who popped from it. And so then she went on to do this huge brand product deal, identity deal with Nickelodeon. And from age 13 to 18, they owned her. They made her a movie, they made her shows, they made her YouTube channels, they made her products, they made her bow ties, they made her books, they made her coloring, but they made every single thing that you could put a JoJo Siwa face on, including her Teslas and Lamborghini trucks. Was Nickelodeon owned and JoJo Siwa controlled. And so, there's over I think 10,000 bows, 4 million bows, some thousand bows in the JoJo Siwa collection. They sell 4 million of bows a year. It's $100 million operation every year, the damn bows. Okay? When people like me, you go online and you buy the bow, $39.99, by the way, tax write-off. And so it's, you gotta move on. So from 13 to 18, it was Nickelodeon controlled. And then from 18 to 20 was kind of the transition period where she was still with Nickelodeon, but it was also contractually known and agreed upon that when she was 21, she would be able to do it all on her own. So she controls the merch, she controls the music, she controls the show, the YouTube channel, the whatever she's doing next. It's all JoJo. And that's how she wanted it, because now she wants to be edgy. And so this is it. This is our edgy. This is our adult era JoJo Siwa. And she warned us, okay? She warned us. We got an Instagram warning. When was this? 3 weeks ago. It's only been 3 weeks of this nonsense, and the song just came out 12 hours ago. Not even yet. Almost 12 hours ago. The song hasn't even been out yet, and we've already been doing this for 3 weeks. It says, warning, the following content is not made for children. Get them out of the room. And may be disturbing or offensive to some viewers. It may contain sexual themes, Violence. Why are we violent, JoJo? Why are we violent? Strong language, traumatic scenarios, and flashing lights. So not only are we getting violent and traumatic scenarios, maybe they're coming next. I don't know. I haven't seen or witnessed anything traumatic or violent just yet from JoJo Siwa. Maybe it's maybe it's the dance. Maybe it's the dance. Every time she does it, it's like, that's how she does it. And that's how the dance goes. I don't know. Dude, the dance, like, I mean, it's very interesting. And, it's just from there, we've got nothing but snippets from the song. I did some bad things. It's just, there's snippet. It doesn't stop. She's posting TikTok after TikTok after TikTok of the same things that she was posting 4 years ago. Her in the car, her face on the car, her going to do things with her friends, her singing songs, her in the dance studio, her flicking off the camera, her doing whatever she does. It's the same JoJo Siwa. She's just 20 now. And so, you know what I mean? The dancing, it's eccentric. She's an eccentric girl. It's all she knows from the beginning through her teens. It's all she's had as an identity. It's just like Gypsy Rose. We're going to talk about her in a minute. But like, dude, it's all she knows, okay? So she thinks that this is how she has to express herself because it's how she always has. And so we have to get the big, but we got to do it the adult way, the scary, the mature, the dark, the rated R. That's what adults do mode. And so we've got the black, and we've got the glitter, and we've got the hairdo, and we've got it all. I was going to do it, but unfortunately I'm out of tinfoil. And so, you know what I mean? She's dancing her way, and it's like, we're getting teasers for the song, and it's like, I was a bad girl. Like, hey, do you think JoJo Siwa ever went on a walk before Thanksgiving dinner one year, smoked half a blunt, and then had to go sit back down at the dinner table and ask Grandma to pass the mashed potatoes? I was a bad girl. You think JoJo Siwa was a bad girl? Do you think JoJo Siwa's ever been perked up at 3 a.m., sneaking back into her mom's house, knowing damn well that she had dance practice in 3 hours the next morning? I was a bad girl. Do you think JoJo Siwa has ever gone to the club underage, drank too much, drove home a little tipsy when she shouldn't have been, and then lied to her parents about it? I was a bad girl. I don't know, dude, but listen. Hooking up with your first queer girlfriend, with your first girlfriend, and her cheating on you, I understand. I get it. That's why there's lyrics in the song. That's why there's lyrics in the song like this. You know what I mean? And so, listen, I just don't know how much of a bad girl JoJo Siwa is. I just don't know. I was a bad girl. So the iHeartRadio Music Awards is where we debuted this Karma outfit. The Karma suit, she's calling it. Cringe. The Karma suit. And like I said, same JoJo, same Siwa, same vibe, same energy, same voice. Wait a minute. Hey, did JoJo Siwa and I have the same voice? Do JoJo and Siwa, could I pass as JoJo Siwa if I get a blonde freaking wig, if I shave my face, get a blonde wig, put the makeup on? Could I pass as JoJo Siwa? Oh my gosh, I think we have the same voice. I gotta get in the studio. I gotta sing. I gotta cover Karma. What if I AI'd my voice and covered Karma by JoJo Siwa? Paul would crap his pants. I need Paul to reproduce me the Karma. Oh, I gotta call Paul. Can he reproduce me I got to write that down. I just made that up just now. I got to write that down. I need Paul to make the Karma instrumental just for me, my version. And then I'll record it, throw a shit ton of auto-tune on it, and I'll have a cover. Oh, that's such a good idea. Okay. All right. So JoJo Siwa and I have the same voice. We're pretty much twins. Okay. Twinning. Me and JoJo. It's basically me and JoJo taking over the world. I hate her. It's okay. I don't like her. God, she's so annoying. Listen, so we're at the iHeartRadio Awards, and this is where we've got the cringe of the crop. We've got the cringe of the crop because she's out here getting asked questions that shouldn't be asked to someone like JoJo Siwa, okay? For example, this one.
Dream guest on my podcast? Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, let's spice things up. One of my exes. Oh?
Okay. Katniss Everdeen. Like you just won the friggin' Hunger Games for the second time. Okay. You're on the red carpet. You got your outfit on that your curator gave to you, and you're taking questions. And they're like, Katniss, over here, Katniss. You just won the Hunger Games for a second time in a row. We know you're going to do the podcast. You're going back to the studio right now. Who's the first guest that you're going to have on your podcast when you get back? And Katniss Everdeen, she's sitting there. She's thinking about it. Peeta, Gail, I don't know. And she's like, probably.
Dream guest on my podcast? Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, let's spice things up. One of my exes.
You know what I mean? And that's like, it's like, okay. And second of all, like the whole, we get it. You have it, the exes, we get it. She cheated on you. You knew. Her name may or may not have been Karma. She may or may not have been a bitch, you know.
Karma's a bitch.
We get it. We understand. We know it. JoJo, we're right here. We're right here, JoJo. We all fully understand what level you're on. We don't need to keep pounding it into the sand. But we have to, because it's her time. It's her time to shine. And it's exactly what she wants to do. And so
Tell me about
this interview. This interview here is just man, it's something. It sure is something. And I think it's not gonna be. Let's see where it takes us.
This look here.
This is my Karma Black Beast look. It's my music video outfit. Got to bust it out of the vault today. It's got some rips in it, but you would never know.
No, no. I mean, how would you be able to tell?
If you looked close enough, yeah.
You were talking a lot recently about sort of leaving the adolescent era behind and moving into a more adult era. How has that been going for you?
It's been fun. It's been.
Well, I had an 18th birthday, and that was great, and that was fun, and it's what I do. And so ever since then, I've been an adult, and that's how it works. That's how being adult works. That's how being an adult works. I was going to do the thing. I was going to get a black. I was going to do a strip right here. I was going to do the eyeshadow, but then this bow just kind of came to me. It kind of fell from the heavens, and it just kind of landed at my feet, and it said, this is what you need to wear today, and it's exactly what I should be wearing. So,
It's been criticized, that's for sure. And
Why do you think that is?
people are afraid of things they don't know. Things can be scary for people. New things can be very, very scary.
Okay, but here's the issue, sweetheart. We're not going to all start dressing like this. She's talking about the reactions that people are giving her that are the negative reactions. This is exactly what she's talking about. And so she's justifying all of us reacting negatively to her look right now as us being scared of new things and us being scared and not understanding what's going on and we don't see the full picture, and that once we fully get the story and read it from A to Z, then we'll know, oh, I get it. It's JoJo Siwa. And so, but like everyone else there, dressed in a suit, dressed in a dress, nice side, like got nothing on. Hey, sweetheart, leather jacket, leather boots, black t-shirt, designer underneath, maybe some kick-ass pants. You could have done something with the pants. Do something with the pants. Keep the same Karma pants on, but like be normal up top and maybe a little face clear. Do what you normally do. It's what she's always done, but it's the same thing. And she's expecting all of us to react as if it's normal. And this is where it's new and we're not used to it yet. We're not used to it yet. And once we fully get what's going on, we should be okay and on board.
But I think that creating art is such a special, special thing. And I'm very lucky that I'm one of the people in the world that gets to create art.
Talk to me about the people who support it, right? Because you're a person, you're a human who is, going to grow and change as you become an adult and mature, and will continue to change hopefully for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the people who get it and what you've heard from them.
Honestly, the way that I'm able to keep going and keep being like, wait, actually, what I'm doing is right, is because some of the most respected people in the world have come up to me and been like, what you're doing right now is so right. It is so right. It is what the world needs. Like, It
is what the world needs. It's right. People are telling her there are allegedly people who are important are telling her that what JoJo Siwa is currently doing is right and is what the world needs. Go back a second. What? Say it again.
People in the world have come up to me and been like, what you're doing right now is so right. It is so right. It is what the world needs. Like, I am learning from what you're doing right now. And that's crazy to me. I mean, I heard.
It's what the world needs. This is what the world needs. JoJo Siwa is going to single-handedly stop the conflict between Russia and the Ukraine and solve whatever church versus state, capital, land, country, whatever. I don't even know what's going on between Israel and Palestine. JoJo Siwa is going to figure it out. And by God, if she doesn't put at least 30% of glitter on everything when she does, the Ukraine's going to sparkle, baby. Okay? It's all up from here because JoJo Siwa is what the world needs. JoJo Siwa is what the world is. She is the definition of what we need right now in this country. It's nothing else. It is not healthcare reform. It is not clean water. It is not a homeless issue. It is not a border problem. It is not a financial problem. The economic state of this country is just fine, I'm sure. Yeah? You feel that? Okay, great. Not the housing market. That's not an issue. Nothing else. It's JoJo Siwa. She is what we need to solve the problems.
Heard that from Lil Nas X yesterday.
Oh, of course
heard it from Meghan Trainor a few days ago.
Of course we did.
It blows my mind. It blows my mind. The support from people like that, artists, that means the world to me.
Sorry. Meghan Trainor and Lil Nas X is JoJo Siwa's Mount Rushmore. So that's where we're at. Just so that's where we're clear where everyone's at on the opinion meter.
Lessons are you learning about yourself as you progress on that journey?
Honestly, that I am more fearless than I thought I was. It definitely takes some balls to show up in this.
It does.
And like,
it
what
does.
Is she a bat? Is she a bat?
We've got music coming out soon, yeah?
We do. Vampire? Karma coming out on April 5th, and then a lot more after that.
Are we touring?
I can't tell you everything.
You can tell me a little bit.
I can give you some teasers, but I can't tell you everything.
Right.
It's heinous. She's heinous. I hate it. It's a little cringe. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm a hater. I am. I really am. And if that's how we have to define who I am as a person and a podcaster, well, then put me in that category because I don't know how I feel about it. So The music video dropped last night at midnight. I may or may not have been one of the 35,000 people watching it live. You know, it's research for science and research purposes for the podcast. I prepare, okay? It's not a mediocre podcast. We're on episode 135. We have to do our due diligence. And if I don't watch it before everyone else to get all the details, to know that it was just, you know, fulfilling one of her little tiny sexual fantasies to just be all up and on these girls. And I'm telling you, there's going to be articles coming out that says JoJo Siwa's got bad breath. All these girls are like this close to each other. It's JoJo Siwa and like 3 other girls that she's almost kind of sort of making out with the whole time. And I'm telling you, they've been breathing on each other for a lot filming this music video, and they're going to come out as soon as she starts to maybe potentially ever get canceled again, and they're going to say she had really bad breath. Mark my words, we'll come back to it. It'll be relevant in like 2 to 3 years. I don't know, maybe. It's just for content. I'm filling it in, you know what I mean? So, but like, look, we get it. Like, we understand, okay? We understand. Many years ago, she came out. She joined the LGBTQ community. That's why Nickelodeon wasn't too happy about it. And now it's like, you know, she's out. It's beautiful. We love that for her. We love that freedom. We love it when it happens. We are supporters of the LGBTQ plus community here on this podcast. We love that for JoJo. And of course, in walks her first girlfriend, her first lesbian relationship. And listen, we all know how that goes. Ladies, am I right? The first one gets a little fuzzy. The second one, a little better, but there's usually some infidelity. And I think that's what happened here. And so, you know, it could be this whole thing. Of course, we know it's about one of the exes. So, I mean, JoJo Siwa's most recent ex-girlfriend is TikToker Avery Cyrus, who she broke up with in December of 2022. But before dating Avery, JoJo was linked to someone named Katie Mills and her confirmed ex-girlfriend, Kylie Prue. And then JoJo's first public relationship was with YouTuber Mark Bontempo before she came out as gay. So shout out to Mark for, helping her figure it out. You're a trooper. And so now, listen, could this whole thing be, now that all of her bases are covered, the real reason why JoJo's dropping the music, such a drastic change, all the viral moments, the TikToks, the videos, the everything, I was a bad girl. And then it's just like every 5 seconds I did some bad things. And it's like, and then she does the dance again. There's another TikTok with another dance, the same dance again. She's just the arms out and she's like, I'm a bitch. And that's how it's done. But I think, if I had to guess, this is probably a cover-up for the latest OMG pop drama, okay? Because let me tell you, I think New York Times did a story expose. I can't get it because I'm not subscribed. I can't read the whole thing, so I got to find a sub-article that pretty much wraps it all up. Here we go. Now, for those of you who don't know, OMG pop, JoJo Siwa's little girl teenager dance group. We'll get to it. Ready? A former member of OMG Pop has alleged to Rolling Stone was the one with the article. They got it on lock. You got to pay like $9.99 a month. You have to pay for news now on most websites. It's horrendous. It's fine. I've got this one. That they were mistreated. The kids. Listen, they were mistreated during her time in JoJo Siwa's girl group. The bubbly pop act, with an initial lineup ranging from ages 8 to 14 years old, was formed by JoJo and her momager, Jocelyn. Listen, momager? Hey, why aren't we just using the correct language? It's hard enough to figure it out, and now we've got to throw stuff in there like momager, manager. Why? through reality TV. And of course, we had to do it on reality TV. It had to be a competition, and they called it Siwa's Dance Pop Revolution. And if you made it through to the end of this competition, all the eliminations, all the challenges, all the other girls and voting and winning, you became a member of XOMG Pop. And they promised some stardom because it's JoJo Siwa and she's a millionaire and she's got cars and Teslas and
I was a bad girl.
She was a bad girl, and she does things like, you know, Nick deals. And so these girls thought they would then follow in her footsteps. Okay. The Sandersons alleged that participants in the show were subject to insults from Jocelyn and JoJo, grueling rehearsal schedules, and a cutthroat environment that pitted the young contestants against each other, among other claims. Multiple unnamed sources close to Dance Pop Revolution told Rolling Stone that producers actively tried to make kids cry on camera, which the show's production company denied and said goes against everything JoJo stands for. An attorney for JoJo Siwa denies the Sandersons' allegations as 100% probably false. The Sandersons allege that the treatment got worse once the show ended and XOMG Pop became a full-time group. So worse than the show. Leah, who has spina bifida, recalls bleeding through her belly button during rehearsal. Jesus Christ. Allegedly, instead of having Leah take a break, Jesslyn told her to put in a maxi pad on it to protect her costume. And Leah also alleges that after surgery, she was told to come back to work before the physician recommended the recovery period. So one of the girls was bleeding out of her belly button. They told her to put a tampon in it. And then when she needed 3 weeks to recover after surgery, they're like, you're good after one. You're good after one. Come back and dance. You don't need a belly button to dance. Let's dance. It's JoJo. It's XOMG Pop. Don't you want to dance? Other claims in the lengthy report include that the Sandersons were not directly paid for social media content, brand deals, and merch revenue. Uh-oh, that's where the slippery slope comes in. Once you start taking on other people and making money off their likenesses and t-shirts and brand deals that I'm sure XOMG Pop got out the gate. There was a whole Facebook. There was a whole like Camp JoJo where she took the whole XOMG Pop to camp for the day. They only gave them a day. It was a day camp because they could not spend more than 24 hours away from the dance studio because they had to get back to practice because they were auditioning for America's Got Talent next week. It's just the XOMG Pop group is one of the most it's a cash grab. It's a joke. It was just to boost JoJo's brand and line the pockets of her and her family members even more. Okay. Sandersons also alleged that they had to pay many expenses out of pocket, including transportation and food. Angie, who closed the daycare center in Texas to move to Los Angeles, claims she became so short in funds that she started scrubbing toilets for Jesslyn for $20 an hour. One of the moms of the little girls in OMG Pop could not afford to keep her daughter in OMG Pop, even though the mother and the daughter of her, freaking Jesslyn and JoJo Siwa, are millionaires. And they can't even afford to give these girls money or their or anything like while they're doing dance lessons, not to travel. And so at the lowest that she can be, she's now scrubbing the toilets of the manager of her daughter's iconic nationally branded dance team that JoJo Siwa put together for $20 an hour. Wow.
I did some bad things.
Angie says she was afraid to speak up because she didn't want to harm her daughter's position in the group or be sued for breach of contract. She claims mothers were threatened with this more than once. But after Angie got frustrated and verbally confronted other mothers and a teacher in May of 2023, Leah was fired No more XOMG pop for you, babe. Angie claims she pleaded for Leah to be kept in the group because she didn't want to ruin her daughter's opportunity. Siwa's attorney said Angie's relentless texts begging for forgiveness and for her daughter to be reinstated completely discredited her, and these ridiculous allegations. Jess Siwa was protecting the staff, the other girls, and their families, which she will continue to do unapologetically. The mothers of the current XOMG Pop members asked not to be identified, but sent Rolling Stone statements praising their experience with the group as positive. Because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Because now the dirty laundry is out in the air. Now we all know they're not paying the dancers, they're not paying the kids, they're not paying the parents. There's nothing. It's like, what? Then, okay. So let's make those changes. We've already got one lawsuit going from one of the family. It's only going to take one more domino to spill over to ruin the whole thing. But of course, we've got nothing but nice things to say about JoJo Siwa and her mother. 4 of the original 7 members in the lineup have left the group over the past year and a half. Angie says she was the only mother of an ex-member who did not sign an NDA. The other members who left declined to comment. So, not all rainbows and glitter over there at the XOMG Pop Studios. Probably because JoJo's real focused on her career as a bad girl. Listen, movie review time. We don't do these too often because we usually don't get a chance to watch new movies with the boy in our schedule. We usually just end up watching an episode of The Price is Right every night and going to bed. That's how much time you actually have when you have a 5-year-old. But Megs and I, over the course of the last 3 nights, it's fine, have watched now fully the new movie on Amazon Prime, Ricky Stenicki, okay? Supposed to be a comedy, and it is, it's funny. It stars Zac Efron, John Cena, Andrew Santino, Jermaine Flower, and Jeff Ross are some of the biggest ones. And so here's the issues with the movie out the gate. We've got some problems, okay? Spoiler alert ahead if you haven't seen Ricky Stenicki, okay? If you don't mind getting it spoiled, just listen to my opinion anyways. I'm not sure who the main character is. The movie's not sure. The story's not sure. I mean, obviously, yes, we follow the lives of the 3 main characters plus Ricky himself. And then it becomes kind of a foursome, but I feel like at some point in time, we need a main point in the story. And I guess it's Ricky, but like he's not then on screen enough, I feel like, to be the main character. I don't know. I felt like everyone was fighting for their screen time. And especially between Andrew and Zach. Now, the third amigo, Jermaine Flower, not sure where he's from. I don't think I've seen him in a movie yet. Might be new on the scene. Might be his first time. Who knows? But he was good. He was great. Didn't know he was gay until they dropped the bomb. I was like, wait, who's he standing beside? And then he called him babe. And then we got the whole opening of their entire relationship. And that was an interesting twist. And so that was cool. Listen, they put Andrew Santino in the movie because they thought his audience would come and watch. And I'm sure they did. It's part of the reason why I watched it. I'm a Bad Friends fan. I like him. I like his stand-up. They should have had Bobby Lee in the movie, but that's besides the point. Did he work? Here's the issue. All of the scenes with the main 3, Zac Efron, Andrew Santino, and Jermaine, it's okay. The lines are okay. The back and forth's okay. The comedy's okay. The dialogue with the wives, all that's okay. That story's okay. When when John Cena is on the screen, is when the entire movie has its comic feel. You get the laughs, you get the jokes, you get everything that you want this movie to come for. Now, the issue with that is he's only on the screen for like half the movie total max time. So it's like every other scene is kind of like, okay, let's get through it. And then let's find out where John Cena is. And boy, oh boy, I mean, the Rod Johnson, the masturbating jokes, the songs, the dogs. I mean, everything that John Cena did in this movie, you could tell he had so much, he had fun filming it. He was like just ecstatic to put his own twist on it, and he probably improvised some stuff, and I'm sure he had a freaking blast with it. The other three, meh, but I'll tell you what, man, overall, the cast, diverse. One word. If the Ricky Stenicki movie could be described in one word, diverse. Here's all the bases we covered with the characters. We've got an African-American gay man. We've got a crippled gay man. We've got a redhead. We've got a straight white guy who's married or engaged to a black woman. And so, and then the redhead is Jewish, but I think his wife is not. And then we've also got a little person. We've got a girl in a wheelchair. We've got the gambit. If you can name it, all of the diversity and inclusion of the cast was in this movie. I don't know if it had to be prominent. I don't know if there's so many boxes that you need to check to make a movie like work in Hollywood these days. But if we're talking about all the stereotypes and all of the types of people that are that make up this country, they had one representing every category in the Ricky Stenicki movie. You can find someone that you vibe with somewhere throughout. Very interesting, diverse of the cast. So, I mean, like I said, man, the scenes with the boys, okay. The dialogue was meh. Scenes with JC, scenes with John Cena, you know what I mean? Golden. William H. Macy, he was all right. He was good. He plays a typical William H. Macy character. He was like the boss of the company, whatever. That was okay. Here's the thing, the ending. Spoiler alert again. The ending of the movie, I understand that like in some movies, we can just go beyond the bounds of reality, right? Marvel, we're time traveling. Cool, whatever, that's fine. You know what I mean? Harry Potter, magic, it's not real. We get it. There's fantasy. There's some things that we can do. Like some movies push the lines, the limits, like the heist movies or whatever. Like things have to line up perfectly. We get it. Those are movies and they're built that way. But this movie should have been based on 100% real life. It should have been played out as if it was a real story. I don't think it is. It might be based on one. I don't know. I don't know if it said that. I might have missed it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But if it wasn't, it should have been treated as if it was. And so the ending was basically they hire this guy to be Ricky Stenicki because of the lies that they tell over the years that they have to cover and make up. They make up this guy. Oh, he can't make it. He's doing charity work in Guam. And so it's just like building up the lies. And so then they have to actually produce this person. They hire him. And then he just goes and makes that his identity, legally changes his name, gets a six-figure job, almost $300,000 a year at their company, not knowing what they do or how they do it just because he talked his way into it. And then all of their wives just forgive him. Just forgive him. Andrew Santina's character, they lied over 20 years, going to baseball games, conventions, flights, here, there, vacations, left and right. But every time they told their wives they were going with Ricky Stenicki. So Andrew Santino's character just has to sleep in a tent for 6 weeks, and then he's perfectly off scot-free. He's still got his wife, his new family. That'll be taken care of. Done. Zac Efron's character, I'm pretty sure that he said Ricky sent his wife an audio message of him saying I really love my wife and she's the best thing that ever happened to me. And that was enough to mend 20 years of lies of their relationship. And then I don't think we wrapped up the gay couple's relationship. I don't know if we ever did. I got to ask Megs because I thought about that last night in the shower and never verified, but I don't think they did. But the end of the movie just ends with them toasting and everyone being okay, and Ricky Stenicki just being a real person now. And so I felt like that isn't real life. I felt like that was as far away from real life as anyone could possibly have imagined. Like, there's no way, if Megs found out over the last 10 years, when I say every other weekend I'm going to DJ a wedding, when in reality, I've never DJed a wedding in my life, and I'm just going to like the beach, the Poconos, the racetrack, the casino, out to dinner, to the club, having fun, living my best life. And it was all a mirage under this illusion that I was a wedding DJ in central Pennsylvania. I don't know how she'd handle that. And I'm pretty sure it'd be a deal breaker to the point where she's going to take my son, move in with my mother, and now I've got to figure out where I'm going to live because I'm now a single father at my age because I've been lying to her for all these years. Like, so that's not how real life works. I mean, I get it. I'm sure we could work it out. And in the interim, we would. But instantly, maybe that's the movie magic. I don't know. I'm giving this movie a C+. That's my grade. It's a C+. It's a comedy film. It's funny. It's laugh. It's long. And that's where the C+ comes in because it's long. It is a 2-hour movie. That's why it took us 3 nights to watch it, dude. And so for a 2-hour movie, it should have been an hour, 90 minutes max. But 2 hours, no freaking way. It could have ended at the hour and a half mark. It's a C+ for me. It's a funny movie. If you're a fan of Andrew Santino, Jeff Ross was in it for 2 minutes. If you're a fan of his, give it a watch. Zac Efron's okay, but he's just getting old now, and it's like just the same old character that he plays in every movie. There's no development for him there. And so, ladies and gentlemen, to wrap up this episode this week, I have brought in some reinforcements. I need to know what is going on in the rap industry. So I called you-know-who, host of the 280 Plus podcast. My boy, my brother from another mother, Carlos, is here, okay? We've got Los in the building, and he's here to break it all down. We go all the way back. We go all the way back to like early 2000s. We go all the way back to 2016, 2013, all the beefs, rap beef, the Drake history, the Pusha T, the Meek Mill. He breaks it all down, what's going to happen. And yo, when you're done listening to the history of Drake and rap and just an overall status, this is basically an overall status of the current state of rap. We talk about new rappers, old rappers, retirement, who's coming up, what Kanye's doing, Future, Metro Boomin. If you're into hip hop or rap at all, you're going to want to listen to this conversation. So please stick around for my friend Los. Here's the full conversation. Please enjoy. Awesome. All right, man. So here's the thing. Listen, is it Drake and Kendrick? We're beefing. We've got a 2024 all-star matchup rap beef, right?
Yes.
And from my understanding, this doesn't happen too often with Drake. Has there only been 2 notable other instances in the past? Essentially, I mean, I'm sure. There's
well,
been
what
beefs,
what notable instances are you talking about? You talking about Pusha T, and you talking about Meek Mill?
Correct. Yeah.
Well, then there was, remember, so what happens in 2016, and it's literally this event in 2016 is what is responsible for Joe Budden podcast blow up. So Joe Budden also came at Drake.
He's involved. I didn't know.
So
Perfect.
yeah, so Joe Budden assumed that like there was a song on Views that he assumed that was talking about him, and he thought there was a lot of like shots that he was sending to him, and it was like it. And he went on these deep dives for weeks, like multiple episodes. Yeah, I mean, this is when Rory and Mal was still there.
Right.
And so he's going, and like he's making like, and here's the thing, when Joe Budden is a real lyricist, like, and I don't know, because you might not have ever been familiar with his
Yeah,
music, but like,
we've chatted about Button before. My unfortunately, I should go back and do my research now, but unfortunately, my only history with Button is Pump It Up being on the You Got Served movie, and
okay.
that's where I'm at. So yeah,
Well, so Joe Budden is like, when we talk about lyricism, like he's
right.
actually very up there.
He's a
Like he
staple in
can
hip hop. Yeah,
he can really rap, but he's never had like huge commercial success. So
right.
like, so a lot of times when people try to criticize him and they'll say like, oh, what does it matter because you don't got hits, whatever. But it's
Right.
like, if you was a hip hop head, if you was into the mixtape scene,
Yeah.
you would know how great he is, right?
Mhm.
So when he breaks down bars, he is the Drake whisperer. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
he gathers and puts stuff together that like I miss a lot of times.
Right.
So he assumed, I mean, that a lot of stuff was coming to him. So then Drake, he did make a diss kind of to Joe Budden. So the song No Stylist, remember the song No
Yes.
Stylist?
Yes.
With French Montana?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a Joe Budden diss. Like, remember
Okay.
he's pump it up.
Yes,
And
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
that's a diss. Like, that's a diss. And basically, but he was just like, it was like, you a small fry, whatever.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's the only other one for real. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
so Joe Budden.
And so then,
but-
and then from my understanding, shortly after that, I thought it was 2017 was the Meek Mill beef, right?
Well, actually, matter of fact, yeah, Meek Mill
Right after.
is actually before that, because that's
Okay.
2015. Like,
2015,
because
damn.
because what it was weird. Like Meek went on a weird rant about Drake. And then he was mad because Drake is on his album, and I think it was like wins. It wasn't Wins and Losses. It was the one that had Check on it, whatever, right?
Mhm.
So he's on the
right.
song Rico. He's
That's
on the
right.
song Rico.
Yes. Drake
so
was
he-
just on his album. Yes. So all
So
of this
he-
was like,
Yeah, he accused him of like having ghost. Like, that's when the whole Quentin Miller stuff comes out.
Ghost
Yeah, I
Riders,
mean,
right,
whatever.
yeah.
So Meek kind of put light to that, and then and then I think a lot of people started like looking into stuff.
Mhm.
So, but then Meek, he and a lot of people assume like, oh, it's over for Drake, bro. Like Meek is like, because Meek comes
Right,
from that. Meek
right,
comes from battle rap.
Right. Straight from Philly. Straight
He's
from
a
the
street
battle,
dude.
straight
Yeah,
from-
it's like
yeah, right.
it's
That's
like
crazy.
it's easy work. So
Yeah.
Drake puts out Charged Up. Meek doesn't respond, and then he puts out Back to Back. Back to Back is a hit, and it like Meek can't come back at that. I think he does drop a diss, but didn't do anything. So.
Meek dropped one, and then I think everyone kind of just faded it out, and then went and turned Back to Back on. And of course Nicki was involved at the time because she was dating Meek and YMCMB and the whole thing. Okay. And then, because again, unfortunately, I apologize showing my stripes here. I didn't grow up with, and unfortunately never got into Pusha T's music. So that whole event I never followed. But because from my understanding, did Drake ever make like a back-to-back, like a track towards?
Yeah, he does.
Did he? Okay.
So the first song that so in was it 2017? So Daytona comes out. That's Pusha T's album, right?
Yeah.
And he has a song on there called Infrared.
Okay.
And Infrared is like it's a guised diss towards Drake, whatever. And he's just talking heavy, like basically like you're not like he said a lot of stuff about like just Drake's like appearance and stuff like that, like talking about like his hair don't nap, and or was that on Adidon? I don't know, but he comes at Drake on Infrared.
Yeah.
Drake comes back with Duppy Freestyle. Now Duppy Freestyle was hard, like it was hard, like it was like, and so that's when, and was that 20? Was that no? That's 2018.
2017,
2018.
So then October of 2018 is when he came out with the story of Adion. Is so when he outed his son. Fam, I remember.
So
that
was in October. That was in October.
That.
So Daytona must come out. Yeah, Daytona came out in 18 then, because let's see, when does Daytona release date? Daytona Pusha T.
It's looking like May 25th, 2018. Yeah.
28, yes. So Infrared comes out on Daytona, right?
Yep.
Drake drops W Freestyle. Now W Freestyle was I was like, wow. Like I was impressed because I was like, all right, yo, Drake is not like he ain't no bitch, right? Like in 2018, to be honest, that's when I become like a Drake fan. Like I like Drake. I like songs of Drake, but that's when I became a fan because the Scorpion album is like that's my favorite Drake album. And so it's crazy because Duppy Freestyle comes out, and a lot of people feel like Duppy Freestyle was mostly about Kanye,
right?
And because Kanye is good music boss, you know what I'm saying? So and that's what it's like. It's he's coming at Kanye a little mostly, but then it is kind of to him, and he said he makes a reference to like Pusha T's Girl or something like that. So Adidon didn't come out until October. Story of Adidon. I feel like it came. I think he kind of went. When did that come out?
Maybe it was just
no. So all right,
that was May.
It was in May, yeah. So because that's the thing. So Pusha came right back with the Adidon.
Right.
He did the album. He exposed. I don't know where this picture comes from, but the blackface with Drake with the blackface. He exposed the sun. So then in June, that's when Scorpion comes out, and a lot of people say that Drake went back into the lab and he started to he kind of revises the album.
Should have been done at May, right? It should have been done, so.
And people are thinking that's why it became a double disc. And so really a lot of that first half of the album is like it's really charged up bars like Mob Ties, the song Mob Ties.
Yeah.
People feel like that's like it's not a direct diss, but it's like yo, I'm sick of these niggas.
Yeah.
Sick of these niggas.
Right.
I some help. You really, he was on one. So and I was convinced. I was like, yo, the Adidon. I was like, sometimes the second disc don't really count. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can only measure disc for disc.
But I mean, did that is that a move that have we seen that before? Like the outing of the child, like that's deep. Is that deep? I felt like that was a personal kind of level type. Like, yeah, you can come at a guy's girl, you can say he can't sell tickets, but like outing a child, I don't know.
I think if you're really trying to keep your kid from the public eye, I think it might seem a little bit foul, but at the same time, no, like it's a fair game though. It's still fair game because he didn't say nothing bad about his kid. He was talking about Drake. He was like, "Yo, like why you hiding your kid? Like what's wrong with you? Like because remember, there's rumors that he had a kid to an adult film actress. You know what I'm saying? So and that's why that might be why Drake is keeping it. And again, I don't know if I've never seen her in nothing or whatever. But. So Drake is like, Drake doesn't have a wife. Drake doesn't. He has a side joint. He got chicks that he's just messing with. So I think for him, Drake has had a certain image, right? And Pusha T did a good job of like really, chiseling at that. And then so Drake doesn't. I mean, you could say songs on Scorpion are kind of diss worthy, whatever, but there's no direct diss. Mm-hmm. But then Drake doesn't really respond with rap, right? Like with any bars. And he goes on to that LeBron James show. Like, remember he used to have that show on fucking HBO, and it's called The Shop.
Oh, they sit in the barber chairs. Yeah.
So then
he kind of like addressed it there. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but he kind of sounded like he was bitching a little bit. Like he kind of sounded like he was just like, and it's funny because Rory just recently I saw him on like a clip of their podcast, Rory Mal, and he was saying like, he was like, well. Maul first says, well, Drake responding to Pusha T did more for Pusha T's career than anything, you know what I'm saying? And then he was like, yeah, but like, and then Rory responded, he was like, yeah, but Drake, he still could have came back, and he was like, he basically goes on to LeBron's podcast, whatever, or the show, and he's like basically like, oh, these guys are too mean. And he was like, Maul started like mincing the words, like he said that, and I was like, no, well, he was like, yeah. Like Drake addressed the fact that it was wrong for him to out the kid. He addressed the fact that it was wrong for him to make this about his producer 40 because 40 was like sick or something like that. Like he was
the illness. Yeah.
But it was like that's like it did seem corny of Drake. I mean, so that's why a lot of people say Drake lost. Like, I mean, like he took an L, but I don't feel like it didn't hurt Drake though. It didn't hurt him overall.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if you talk about rap, it's like, well, he lost to Pusha T. He lost to Pusha T.
Yeah.
So
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's like but then it's like, I don't know. It's
okay. So no,
it's like a wash. It's a wash to me.
It's
exactly.
It's exactly.
It's like, so a lot of people
here.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that Jay-Z lost against Nas, but I don't think he lost. The Takeover is a better song, and then all overall, Jay-Z wins the war. Like he might have won the battle.
And that's where I'm at too. When it comes to the ones, especially with the artists that I might not be familiar with, or the beefs that I've never heard about, like I look at it as I have not heard Nas's name in any type of form or fashion in pop culture in the last 2 to 3 years, but I've sure enough as hell seen Jay-Z pop up from time to time. So, okay, so that leads us here, right? So did this beef currently, did this start from first person shooter mode? Was this a J. Cole kind of did he pour the gas on the fire? What caused this?
Well, so then now we got to go back then. So,
let's go.
So yeah, we got to go back again. So, I don't know.
Back to back. We go back.
Have you ever heard of like they call it the control verse with Kendrick Lamar's control verse. So, let's see, Kendrick Lamar control verse. I'm trying to think when that comes out. Control verse. Now it's actually on a Big Sean song, right? It's on a Big Sean song.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called Control. I think it's called Control. Yeah. So in 2013,
wow,
Kendrick Lamar. So, and we could kind of look at the lyrics a little bit, but I'm trying to think if he says, so in that verse, Pusha T is like coming at the whole game. Like he's coming at the rap game, and a lot of people thought it was just like, competitive sparring. Like he's just like, but he's basically putting everybody on notice. All the biggest rappers. He named like 10 names in that.
Yeah, I'm seeing them all in the lyrics right now.
Yeah. So he named like 10 people. So
Meek, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, Jay Electron, Tyler, Mac Miller, Biggie, Cole, Jermaine. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So and it's nothing direct, but he's basically like, like, come on, man, let's rap. Like y'all not doing like I'm the king, and then things start going in Kendrick's favor overall. You know what I mean? And that starts the Big Sean Kendrick beef. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And is that kind of in response to the fact that like we know that like the Kendricks and the J. Coles of the world are like these amazing storytellers and lyricists, and that's why they're some of the best. But like we're only getting a project from them every like 2 to 3 years, right? Was that kind of like him saying like, come on, you guys could put out an album every month if you wanted to, like let's rap kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I think at that time, you know what I mean, like, from 2010 to 2013,
right? Wayne was dominating, the feature game was dominating, mixtape was dominating, and we were still getting these period piece albums, right? Okay.
Yeah, and we had a time where it felt like, we have this next generation of great rappers, that these pillars, right? So among those pillars, you got Drake, you got J. Cole, Kendrick, like he was like, I'm a pillar too. Yep. Big Sean, you got Wale, and then maybe Meek too. Like people might say he's like that sixth pillar, whatever. Yep. But then it just after the Control verse, you know what I mean? It started, we start to see like hierarchy, kind of take place. And with the Big Sean beef and Kendrick, like Big Sean doesn't really respond. And then damn, the one song, little bitch, get that. Like that's all about big, like he's coming at Big Sean, like in a lot of that time. So the pecking order, like Kendrick is ascending the whole time. He's winning best album Grammys. I mean, he's ascending. Right. And so the pecking order gets to be a little bit more clear. And so then we got the big three, you know what I mean? And then it's just those three guys at the top.
Right.
Because Big Sean, falls by the wayside.
Took a step back, Took a step
Wale
back.
falls by the wayside. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Meek, you know what I mean? He's kind of hanging around, but he's not. We look at him as a little brother. You know what I mean?
He's in the
not
headlines, but not for his music, right? So
No,
it's,
yeah. Because Meek was elevated by MMG, Rick Ross, and all that. You know what I mean? And
he
like when
kind of
as
faded, yeah.
so does Meek, whatever. So like, so then you get the big three. And a lot of people feel like there have been like J. Cole has been like kind of J. Cole and Kendrick there's always been they were supposed to do a joint album together. Like
damn, right. Shit. Which would have been insane, right?
Insane. And like so they had a friendship, but like it was always like a lot of like friendly sparring. So like there's people that say the verse on the song John P. Caddies, I think that's a Benny the Butcher song from 2022. And J. Cole's on that song. And like when people look at those lyrics, people feel like he's taking shot like little shots at Kendrick, like subliminal shots, like nothing crazy, but again, like this sparring, you know what I'm saying? And J. Cole was doing that. Remember, he made the song False Prophets, where he talks about Wale, he talks about Kanye West in that song, whatever. Like, so like you got J. Cole was the one, like it's people are saying when you look at some of this stuff, they're saying it's not even about Drake for real. It's really a J. Cole Kendrick
thing, right? But if Kendrick directly calls out J. Cole, we might not ever get or see anything from it. So why not just poke both of the bears at one time? And so
and first person shooter is like homage. It's not even like a diss.
Yeah.
But that's what Kendrick is like. Basically, when he drops this verse on Future's album, he's the verse is just saying like, yo, keep my name out your fucking mouth because it ain't no big three. It's just big me, bro. Like,
and then he just takes off and snaps on the fucking instrumental, and it's And so, man, I love the line that you dropped. Like, look, Drake's busy. Drake's on tour. He doesn't have time to respond. He can respond. Hook up the Blue Yeti into the laptop, hit record and respond. Like it's not, we know we got it in the backpack. Hit respond. Like and Drake, and you know what? Like Drake's even the type of guy to have the type of attitude that like he knows he's the best and his response is automatically gonna win to the point where he wouldn't even let ego get in the way. I'm surprised he hasn't like recorded a phone call and put that out as the diss track. Like so it's very interesting. And so it's like when we go back to like one of the like originals when him and Meek Mill were one of the lines that he dropped, like, oh, all you're doing is tweeting about it. Well, all Drake's been doing the last 2 weeks has been Instagram captions. So like, what are we doing?
That and do you
fingers,
see him,
bro? Like, come on, I don't.
That and do you see him throwing his little hissy fits at his concerts?
At the concerts.
Like so.
Listen.
And did you see the meme like where people looked at like basically like it looks like Captain America Civil War where they basically put all these rappers on both sides, and so like and it's crazy because just all this stuff like with Drake in the middle of it, people are like they're kind of choosing sides. So like people feel like Travis is on the Kendrick side, you know what I mean, on the Future side.
Wow, right.
You know what I mean? Even with this is really big in rap, terms, whatever. But like, Metro Boomin don't fuck with Drake. You know what I mean? But Future and Drake are tight.
Right. And that's what you kind of set him up river for that one. So
yeah. But Metro Boomin is Future's man. Like all of his mixtapes are Metro Boomin. Like he they help elevate each other. So when around Grammy time, right, when Metro Boomin's album was nominated, which I thought it probably could have won, it should have won, you know what I'm saying?
Killer fucking Mike, dude. What?
Yeah, I mean, Killer Mike, yeah. And then I remember he was going back and forth with Drake about, because he felt like, man, he's just popular. Like, why are they getting the shine? Like I put this album together, you know what I'm saying? And and then Drake did his little video where he was like, oh, the tweet and deleters, the non-believers, whatever. So then I think that's when Future was like, yo, fuck this dude, man. And people feel like there's like a woman involved, and because these guys they just philander, man. They just mess with whoever.
I wouldn't be. I would if I found out that we've got rap beef between Kendrick Lamar, Future, Drake, and Metro Boomin because of a female. These guys, no way. These
that's
guys
why.
are too. Like, come on, like that'd be crazy. I mean, unless it's like, unless we're talking about like Rihanna or some shit. But like, I don't know.
Well, and I think that's where, I mean, when we think about it like that, that's just where, Future just gives Kendrick the platform. And like, so it's not even about, I mean, but it's like picking a side. So, man, and it's just like everybody seems like picking sides. So apparently Travis Scott egged them on to perform that song at Rolling Loud, whatever. So Travis and Drake are cool, which I always think that there was going to be some problems with them because Drake dated Rihanna, Travis dated Rihanna after, I mean, and I always felt like he probably thought he took his girl and whatever, but no, they continue to collaborate with one another.
Yeah, well, it's and you know what, it's like, and so then we also have to think about how much is organized. How much do we not know about behind the scenes? I mean, just this last week, I was going to text you about it or just let you find it or not know about it at all. But like just last week's episode, I had mentioned you and 280 Plus in regards to like so many different things. And it was
the Diddy stuff.
It was like four times. I was like, if I have to fucking mention this piece of shit 280 Plus podcast one more time, Diddy did this, Diddy did that. And so, but I, like, you know what I mean? So like that kind of stuff, it might be some friendly fire. No, possibly. Yeah.
I think so. I think, and that's where it's funny because when the verse first comes out, right? We got people that are hypercritical. And I think they were the Drake stans that were saying like, oh, that was weak. And I was like, how can we say that? Right. Like, how can we say this weak? Because to be honest, right. And no shade to like, congratulations to Killer Mike, right? But like, Killer Mike just swept the Grammys, bro.
For what? And for what? Right. There was no.
So
he had the features in the Atlanta and whatever.
But like, to be honest, that tells me hip hop is in a bad place right now. You know what I mean?
right.
And I know that's contradictory because it's like because Killer Mike does rap like he raps. So you would think like, no, that should be building a culture. No. It doesn't, because at the end of the day, the streets still, the people need to have some type of stake. Nobody fucking heard that album, man.
Yeah.
We saw the numbers.
Yep.
No, only Killer Mike fans listen to that album, man. And his industry friends and so Charlamagne the guy who be sucking him up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's people like that heard the album. Nobody heard that album. So like that tells me that like, yo, no, and we think about over the years, some guys have dropped here and there, but like it's been quiet, and that's why rap has been quiet. So I don't care if Kendrick drops something weak, whatever, but he got everybody talking. He got everybody in a frenzy. He got everybody feeling like they got two sides. Rick Ross unfollowed Drake.
Oh, the unfollow trains is so
Nav
hilarious.
Unfollowed Drake. You know what I'm saying? So like, I gotta applaud Kendrick because as somebody that is considered at the top of the game, for him to even entertain stuff and like play these games, like I like it. It's good for the game. It's good for the game.
Yeah, no. The fact that they'll actually we'll hopefully get a back and forth. How long's it been now? Does it make sense for Drake to even respond?
It's been like 2.5 weeks. It's almost 3 weeks. Right?
Does Drake have something coming? Do we have an album coming soon or something? Like what's
you know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like J. Cole is gonna be dropping it. I think J. Cole is dropping an album this year.
Okay. Drake's on tour right now, so I
guess
there's not going to be an album dropping anytime soon.
So We Don't Trust You release date.
And was the album track list names, was that real? I didn't look into that on Twitter.
Yes, that is real. That's real. That's accurate because I'm familiar with them.
What two albums was it?
It was All the Dogs, which is Drake's album out right now.
Yep.
I mean, like, you know, that he's touring right now. And then it was this We Don't Trust You. You know what I mean? So that came out March 20th.
Okay.
We Don't Trust You came out March 20th.
Right.
Oh, wait a March. So they dropped on a Wednesday? Oh, yeah, they was not playing, bro. The fact that
they dropped on isn't new music? Like
people don't drop. They used to drop Tuesdays, and then Friday became the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Friday is the day that people drop. They drop this shit on. If they really drop this shit on a Wednesday. They not fucking around.
Right,
They meant business.
They want
They
everyone
meant
to know.
business.
Right. So
Wow.
So March 20th.
So that is
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 full weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Interesting. I mean,
Hmm.
if he comes with something, we're expecting just back to back quality. I'm assuming
Well, I think a lot of people are talking because so Drake drops
what's the word?
Drake drops these songs that they call them a timestamp, right? Whatever. And it's just like, it's just him rapping. It might not even be like a hook on the track, whatever. And he has a lot, anything where Drake has a song, they call it timestamp. Like, look at Drake's songs, anything that has like 5 p.m. in Toronto or 4 p.m. in Calabasas, like those are his timestamp tracks. And that's when he is his most introspective. You know what I mean? And he just be letting it off. Like he be letting, you know what I mean? And he be rapping. He raps on those songs.
Yeah.
So people feel like at the very least, he's gonna drop a timestamp pretty soon. But I don't see it. I don't know.
Okay.
It's been too quiet. And like it's weird because J. Cole, like now he looks like he just looked like the third wheel.
He's just chill, right? He doesn't know what to do, whose side.
What is he supposed to do? Yeah, because he can't just go too crazy on Kendrick, because then it looks like you dick eating Drake. You know what I mean? But then you can't not say nothing because then it looks like
you need that Kendrick card. Like, so you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah, that's that awkward Civil War situation.
Yeah. So when we look at because then even like Grammys, right? Like, so, Kendrick Lamar has 13 Grammys. I don't know if you know that.
Right. Yeah.
13 Grammys.
Yep.
Drake has 3.
Yeah. Well,
J. Cole has 2. J. Cole has 2, and his only 2 are features.
Yeah.
So J. Cole has the most to gain here. You know what I mean? Like he has the most to gain, like career-wise, you know what I'm saying? Accolades. But Drake has to protect his image, and like Drake has he has a image that he can build up, and if people want to call him the best, this is what people want to see. They want to see him be the best. Be the best.
Here's an interesting question: Is it their time? Should we just is it like? Maybe we don't need any more. Is it time for one of them to retire? Is this their prime? Or are they still? Do you still think we have plenty of more Grammys and things to see from Cole and Kendrick, Drake, obviously, but I don't know. Like, are they in there? Like,
a lot of these, Kendrick has flirted with the idea of retiring. Drake has flirted with the idea of retiring. They all have flirted with this idea. I think, I seen another video recently where they were, and it was this guy named Ray Daniels, and he has a podcast, or he's a part of a podcast, and he's like, I guess he was in the music thing, whatever. And he was pointing out the Grammys and he was pointing out the ages of all these different winners in all these different categories.
Yeah.
Right. And he was like, yo, we got to stop saying that music in general, hip hop is a young man's game. Like, and he's like naming people that are like in their 40s, in their late 30s or whatever. Right. And he's like, we got to stop saying that music is a young person's game. He was like, yo, it's your time might be coming. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be your time. Like if you keep at it. So
keep rapping,
I think that, again, man, hip hop is in an interesting space because it is aging.
And like the mumblers went away, the Tekashis and all that, so they're all kind of on trial right now. I'm pretty sure, almost like, you know what I mean. So that all caught up to them, and so now, right? So we have some new on the scene, some not. We've got half of our rappers are now country artists, and it's just so it is a very interesting state in hip hop, and that. And especially, and we don't need to get in specifics here, but just everything surrounding Diddy and that empire that's inevitably going to crumble. I mean, and then the other ones obviously are still living legends, are just sitting back, the Eminems and 50 Cents of the world, just eating that up. And so it's, you're absolutely right. I don't think there's like, do we have any new, like who's new, who's rising right now? Like Lil Malibu on TikTok? Like what's I can't think of like any.
Probably Joyner Lucas. I think he's probably and the thing is Joyner is a great. He has been around for a minute, but like I think this is like his time. It feels like this is his time more than ever.
Yeah.
Age wise, he probably is. He's probably older than we think. I mean, like he's probably in his mid-30s.
Right, because I love it. His 2020 album was my first introduction to him, and so that was it was 4 years ago. So I guess that's kind of still new in the game. That still makes sense. But he also had the Eminem feature early on. Yeah. So then that kind of
because he was signed. I think he was like shady for a little bit. Like he had some affiliations to that.
Yeah.
So Joyner is like something about Joyner though is as talented as he is rapping, he don't and he looks fly. Like he don't look like a corny dude, but I think like his cadence and stuff, like the way he talk, like I don't know if he connects. You know what I mean? Like nobody is checking for the rapper from Providence, Rhode Island. I mean, I think he's like from Providence or something like that. Like nobody's like even though that the shit matter, but like it kind of does. It does a little bit, like because he don't have nobody like. Every great rapper in our time, like they have some type of base that, like,
an essence, a story, an upbringing, a city, a Philadelphia-ridden dirt bikes on the street, cops, you're arrested, you're jail. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. We have lobsters. There's lobsters.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. So
cool.
So him. When you think about like people like Lil Baby, a lot of people thought Lil Baby was going to Lil Baby's falling. He's falling off.
The Baby was canceled. All the
the Baby was canceled. Roddy Ricch, I thought Roddy Ricch was going to be the guy, the young boy, and he's
just
kind of like
convicted or some. I'm pretty or no, not Roddy. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of someone else.
I think he's some. But no, like. Who is the new guy? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a good question, man. But and it's good that you got these veterans that are still, trying to stick around. So this is the year that the veterans are dropping. Even though I don't listen to Kanye dropped this year. French Montana dropped this year.
And that was going to be one of my other questions if we got into it. But I'm pretty sure like Kanye just dropped an album that like no one gave a shit about. Like what?
Not really. Yeah, like people Kanye fans gave a shit about it, but like not really.
But like bro, I have a Donda stem player. I bought the merch.
Did you?
For bro. I've got it, bro. Because I saw a TikTok from some like analyst millionaire guy who said if you buy the $50 stem player from Kanye, it'll be worth thousands in the future. So I just have it sitting when it inevitably pops or something. But like the hype around Donda with Drake's album coming out, like that whole year was like Kanye's music, Kanye's albums, the listening parties, and then it just, I get it. Once you kind of go anti-Semitic, you can't really reel that back in no matter how less of clothing you make your new wife wear. Like it's just what do those say? Megs asks me all the time. She's like, did you see what Kanye's wife's not wearing today? And I'm like, sweetheart, that man thinks he's God. He controls her. That is his image. That is what he wants her to be. Like if you think she has a choice in what she walks out of the house, then you're dead wrong. Like it is a Kanye West show. But like I didn't know. I saw an article saying like Apple Music just took Kanye's new album off, and I'm like, what, Donda 2? But like he just dropped Vultures, right? Exactly.
Yeah, it's called, yeah.
I don't know anything about it. I didn't hear any of the songs. Like, so
that's what I'm saying. Like, well, it just these people, man. These guys, they don't promote shit, man. That's why
because they think it'll naturally come. Like,
like, and the thing is, they. Beyonce, I mean, she fucked the game up in the sense, and I'm not talking about recent Beyonce. I'm talking about like it was the Beyonce album, I believe, like 2010. That was like the first album where we didn't know it was coming out. She just dropped an album and it was successful, and so people thought like, and it's like, motherfucker, you are not Beyonce. None of us are. None of y'all motherfuckers are Beyonce. Nobody in the rap game is as big as Beyonce. Like.
Yeah,
her husband included. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like y'all not bigger than Beyonce, bro. Like music wise, like Jay-Z's richer because of other things and because of his music. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so and that's what I said. It's the Taylor Swift complex. It's the Beyonces. It's as someone I think just said on TikTok. They're like, we haven't seen any promo for Taylor Swift's new album coming out in like 14 days, and
she don't need it.
We're like,
she don't need it.
What are you talking about?
She's Taylor Swift. Yeah,
we all know the date. We all know it. Trust me.
You do?
April 19th. April 19th.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you know it. I
Torture
don't know.
Well,
But either way.
But
Either
that's
way.
why I'm here for you. We're here for each
There
other.
you go.
You talk
There
shit
you
about
go.
the rap game, I'm gonna keep you updated on the Taylor Swift news. But no, I get it, man. Look, yeah, it's interesting.
You know,
It's
Meek and Ross dropped at the end of 2023, and it didn't go nowhere.
no bangers on it, like not even a
No,
hit?
there's some
like,
there are some the Shaq and Kobe song. Like there's some songs that sound good, but it just doesn't
nothing.
It don't resonate no more. And here's the thing.
Is
I always say, man, we like because the music video, I don't know what music videos look like, bro. Like I don't see them until somebody tells me, yo, watch it. But like we in the early 2000s, man, music curation was a thing. The music video mattered.
it was like a mini movie. Yeah.
Yeah, we need those countdown like the countdown shows told us what was hot.
Yeah.
And granted, and some people might have a way to feel about that, but like it was good for music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it got people in the stores and buying shit. Now that everything is digital, everybody just thinks like, well, it's just gonna go out there. Meek dropped the EP. That shit is like plastic, bro. Like it's like nobody. He might. I think his official units was like in the tens of thousands. Like it was bad. It was bad.
Okay. Last question. Then we'll hop off here. Do you think that is in direct relation to like the youth and the TikToks of America? Like, do you think it's just the fact that like we can only consume 15 seconds at a time? And like the kids control it all. Whatever they want to go viral on TikTok or on the internet is what is going to happen. And like our generation has a little bit of pull in that, but I feel like there's a further younger driving force behind most things that pop on the internet. And so these artists like Meek and the Drakes and the Coles, they're creating these wonderful, beautiful 10 to 12 track stories and pieces of art, when in reality, all we need is a quick 10-minute intro beat to go viral, and then it's done.
Yeah. I think what happened was, you know, and a lot of people notice is that technology got ahead. Like for the first time, technology got ahead of the record labels, and the record labels never figured out a way to catch up. You know what I'm saying? They never figured out a way to catch up and properly monetized, because they changed the streaming, and you know it's like 1250 streams equals one stream.
Yes.
Equals one sale, I guess. Like one, you know, whatever.
Snoop said off of his like billion streams, he made like 10 grand or like some tiny minuscule amount of money.
Yeah,
it's but so then, well, right. And then we see like the independent artist who are allowed to be on like the social platforms and essentially do whatever they want. So if they want to upload 300 TikToks of the song and put memes behind it, like a Little Nas X of the world, well, now you've got the number one song in the country, but someone who's strapped to a label can't really do that. So
so I think the technology got a little bit ahead, and then TikTok, you know, that's where a lot of people are hearing their music, whatever. But like it's and you know, there's those TikTok songs or TikTok rappers, and the phenomena, the problem with that is that there's so many artists that like people don't even recognize the full song when they hear the full song. Like it's literally just for that clip.
Bro, trust me, it has leaked its way into the industry, because there has been so many times over the last 4 years where people will come up to me at weddings or proms or events, and they'll be like, yo, I need you to play this song. And I'll look it up and I'll be like, oh, it's this one. I'll download it. And Justin will be like, what song is that? I'm like, it's a TikTok thing. And I play it and my dance floor is dead for the 3 minutes out of the 3.5. And then the chorus comes on and everyone knows every word. And then I got to like backspin out of it, because it's not like no one knows the rest of the words.
Yeah, nobody knows the words. I think too, and this is a big thing, man, is the fact that like, and because again, as much as we hate the record labels and things like that, like we gotta recognize that, like, yo, these people are professionals, man, and like good music has always come out from these entities, right? Like great music. Now they do fail. I mean, there are artists that don't pan out, whatever, but like, artist development isn't a thing anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you don't have these labels even like cultivating because they're just hanging on. They're trying to get any dollar that they can.
Yep.
And so they rely on, you know, I mean, you have to come with the resume instead of talent. You don't come with talent, you come with numbers.
Right.
You know what I mean? You come with streams like, oh, I got views, I got this, whatever. And then they feel like, oh, maybe we could work with this. You know what I'm saying? And it's failing. Here's one thing. And this is crazy. This is crazy. This is like finding this out. And I don't know if this other part is true, right? But like, yo, a lot of these rappers, right? Like, especially the women, right? Like, you've seen them pop out of nowhere. Like, remember when Glorilla came out, right?
Yeah, right.
So it was like, oh,
Sexy Red.
Yeah, I mean, but when Glorilla came out, I thought she was just a chick from around the way, from Tennessee, like hood, ghetto fabulous type, whatever. Bro, she's Uzi Vert's cousin, right?
Okay.
Then I seen now this part I gotta verify. Somebody said that like she's Cardi B's cousin on her dad's side, and I was like, whoa, time out. Is that not nepotism at least at mid-grade level of nepotism? Like how do so these artists are not even like coming from the bottom that we think they are. Like it's all this shit is cultivated, bro. Rod Wave, like they say, like when he was rapping in the subways and stuff like that, a lot of people say that's fabricated. Like he didn't come from this story that they kind of try to make up. So they're like, it's almost even like the labels that's their artist development. They're not developing artists, they're developing moments.
Yeah.
They're developing stories.
And that's like too, according to Billboard.com, Cardi B confirmed that she is Gorilla's
that's fucking crazy. So that's why she's in the game.
Yeah.
She's not in the game because of her talent. She's in the game because she's related to Uzi Vert and Cardi B.
Right. It's one of those things, man. It's one of those like things that like those things that just like are fabricated. And like I watched this whole documentary on how like most of their streams are bots, and like that's how you can make your money and all that stuff. And it's like that. Plus, then now there's companies, and I think it might be Donald Glover. I think Donald Glover has something to do with it.
Okay.
His company is in charge, and I'll figure it out, but they're in charge of creating viral moments. And so it's up to them.
Oh, yes, I did see something
to come
like
up with these scenarios. And like, if you remember, like TMZ reported about like some guy who like attacked one of like Joe Rogan's friends on stage at a comedy show. Yeah. And it went crazy because it's like, oh my God, this guy attacked this comedian on stage live. And that's what all the headlines were. But Donald Glover's company hired the guy to jump on him. Little Buddy knew about it. Like the whole thing was set up. But like, that's what they do. And so now people are paying them hundreds of thousands of dollars to create these viral moments, because those viral moments then lead to sales and numbers and streams and this and that. And that $100,000 is now the ROI is insane. So with that, AI, we're not going to know it's fucking real in 2 years, bro. So it's
definitely not.
Buckle up. And that's crazy, right? It's crazy. Like you thought Glorilla has this crazy backstory. She was poor, living in a car with her mother when she was 13, rapping her whole life. Then she got a big break. No, that's Uzi Cardi's cousin. She's been at the cookout for the last 20 minutes. She's ready to go.
She's been around.
Right. Like, that's like if you're like Aiden Ross's friends, you're automatically getting a fucking like $300 million deal on Kick. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? Whatever, dude. It's crazy. It's
corny, man. It's corny. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, let's get out of here, man. Thank you for coming. Thank you for breaking this down. Like we said, the state of the rap game, a little in shambles right now. We'll see if Drake responds. What do you think? Yes or no off the bat? Is he going to respond?
So, all right, man. If he has to do it this week or next week. Like it can't drag on.
Yeah.
It cannot drag into the summertime.
Okay.
Like it just can't. Like even though that might be when people are gearing up to drop albums and stuff like that, it cannot drag on that long. It has to happen in April. Like it cannot happen. Okay. That's what I feel. J. Cole, I think J. Cole has a little bit more leeway, but I'm seeing people put a clock on J. Cole too. They're like, yo, bro, you gotta say something. You gotta do something. You just on the sidelines, like we don't want to hit. And the thing is, I don't want to see captions. I don't want to see clips from a concert. I want to see I want to hear a song Drop a video. The only reason why it should be taking a long time is because you dropped the video and the song the same day. Because you got. That's the only reason why it should be taking this long.
Right. Here's the thing that I got to figure out. I got to figure out how to be one of these people at like we got to send the girls. We'll send Megs. We'll send whoever to Drake's concert and be like, my baby daddy's poor, so we can be one of the like Drake gives the baby mama $250,000 at his show.
Oh my god,
we got to figure out how to like. He'd just be bad. He'd just be writing checks in the middle of songs.
Yeah, I need that.
We got it. Yeah, well, we'll make up a sob story for the girls and send them to the next show.
Bet. I love it, man. I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and if you are still here rocking with me over an hour later, please hit the subscribe button. It's red, it's big, it's beautiful, it's right down there. Hit it whether you're watching a short or a clip or whatever, however you are getting here to wadpod.com/YouTube. It is important to us. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell beside it. We know you want to support the show, so please, that'll help us out tremendously. And it's free, and it takes 2 seconds, and you never have to worry about it again. You click one button, and then you never have to worry about it again. And that's it. It's that simple. You know what I mean? You give multi-million-dollar companies your actual hard-earned money every day, and I'm not even asking for that. So just tap the subscribe button, help us out, help us get to our 2,500 subscriber goal by the end of this year, so then we can double it in 2025 and get that 5K, baby. We're working on it. We're almost there. We're on our way up. Shout out to Los for coming through for that hip hop rap conversation. I loved it. Every second of it. Beautiful. Gold. It was perfect. It was everything I expected. I'm up to speed now. And from what I know, J. Cole just dropped a mixtape, an album, whatever you want to call it. And it's got one on there that addresses the Kendrick Lamar situation. So go check it out. Go listen to it. Drake's got to be coming soon. Drake has to say something now. If Kendrick's put out the verse, now J. Cole's put out the verse, Kendrick's probably got something else to say. Drake has to make his voice heard. It has to happen. Make it happen. Let's go. Shout out to Los. Shout out to 280 Plus. We'll see you guys next week, everybody. I can't wait. It's been an amazing episode, an amazing week. We'll catch you guys later. And I've just got one thing to say, okay?